People, the man used to all go sleep out. Him go away from Friday and Saturday, and him not come back till Sunday morning when we are get ready for go at church. And the man get up and dress up and come at church. Like say we are one big happy family. Hi guys, welcome back to another video. Welcome back to my channel, Rise with Kadian. Please remember to like, subscribe, and share the videos, and tell your friend to tell another friend to tell another friend to tell one more friend about Rise with Kadian. Today we will be talking about the broken relationship. Yes, I don't even know where to start, guys, but I spent half of my young life in a broken relationship. I was in a very abusive relationship, emotionally abusive, physically abusive, yes, relationship. And I think that some of the things that happen affects my children. It doesn't make them act up, but they are concerned or were concerned for me. At one point, like my youngest child, she said, "Mommy, I didn't tell you about this and this and this because I thought that probably you would go and say something and then something would happen to you." So I don't know where to start, as I said before, but I'm gonna go fresh in my mind. Recent. Um, so I was in a bad relationship in Jamaica. I left and I went to Bermuda. While I was in Bermuda, as I told you before, I couldn't take my family with me, right? But before I went to Bermuda, I believe with all my heart that my marriage was over because of a lot of things that had occurred before I left. So when I went, we weren't together or anything. And for a good time, maybe 2, 3 months, we didn't communicate while I was in Bermuda. And then we started communicating. And then I was like, I want to fix my marriage. I want to give this a try. I want. I didn't want to be among the statistics per se. That was my reason in my mind, and I wanted my children to have a stable home. Now I realize that I could have done it all by myself with God. So that was my reasoning. I wanted my children to have the benefit of both parents, even though my first child did not belong to my husband, but I had this one child that belonged to him, and I wanted her to have the benefit of both parents, and also the fact that we were together from my eldest child was a baby, right? So yeah, um that was my reasoning. But when we did all the paperwork for me to come to the US, and at first I wasn't gonna add my spouse, and then I said, well, let me just my add the person and be done with it. And I thought that, well, even if we were not together, he's my child's father. So I would just let him get the opportunity and come on along. I even said he didn't have to live with me. We didn't have to live in the same state. We didn't have to do anything. But given the opportunity because he's the father of my child, well, we came together as a family, even though before in Jamaica we weren't living as a family. I was in Bermuda, my kids were at my mom's, and he was living however he wanted to live, doing whatever he wanted to do. Yeah. So we came, we are here. We started out in Washington State. We were there for like 3 4 months, and like one day I we just came. I already had a job because I came as a nurse, and we were trying to find jobs for my spouse. And I saw this email about Match.com. So straight away I said, "What is this?" And it's something I just signed up for because I was here and just had idle. So I signed up for it. Okay, I didn't say anything. I One day we were having some family time. We were playing some games. So we were all sitting at the table, myself and the children, and we were waiting for him to come. And he wouldn't come. So I said, well, let me go and see what's happening. He was locked in the bathroom on his cell phone on a video call with somebody from Jamaica. So, of course, I was upset about that, and but I still didn't decide to leave. We moved to circumstances. Um, I did not work out at my first job, so I had to move to Virginia. So I moved and we came here. And like from the minute we came down here, he was like gone all the time, missing in action. And then we here for some time going along. He took a nighttime full-time job. And when I said, "Why did you take a nighttime full-time job?" He said, "Well, because the kids told me that you were going to be a nighttime full-time." I said, "I don't like night shift. You know this. So I would never take a full-time night shift position." Well, that's what the children said. I said, and if I was going to take a full-time night shift position, I would say to you first. Well, the children said, "You're going to take a full-time night shift position." I said, okay, moving on from that. So now, every time this person is going away, claiming he's going to work, I remember even driving to his workplace and not seeing his car, and I would call him. I would like, he wouldn't answer, so I would text and I would like, "Where are you?" And I said, "I came to your workplace and I didn't see your car." And he was like, "Oh, because I'm working at a different location tonight." Right? So still didn't say anything. Going on, going on, going on. I remember visiting this particular spot, and when the person, I've always been to the place, but I've never spoken to like probably the owner, I think it was, or the manager for the place. And the person said to me, well, he called to another man, and he said, because I introduced myself to him and we started talking, and he was asking if I was married. So I said, yes, I was married. My husband is so and so, blah, blah, blah. Straightway, this person knew who my husband was. So he was calling to the other person that was in the building and saying, "Do you know that this is so and so's wife?" And like they were all shocked. They didn't know that this person was, well, maybe not that they didn't know that he was married, but they didn't know that he was married to me then, per se. And from there on, persons started telling me stuff like he was in a relationship with this person, more than one females too. We have only been here in this community for like maybe 3 years, and I think since we have been here, we were together all of 2017, all of 2018, and I think in May of 2019 was when everything happened and we had to separate. So we haven't been here that long, and he had been in multiple relationships. So I learned of this particular girl, and of course, I texted her, and she said this man didn't even tell her he was married. She was like, "Who are you? Because you mean nothing to this person because he never even said he was married." He had multiple relationships, telling some of the women, well, I think it depended on what the women would tell him about themselves, then he would then line up his story with that. So for some of the women, he was married and he had his children. And then for some of them, he was not married. He lived with a roommate and he had no kids. Yeah. So this lady was telling me, well, you don't exist. He didn't even say he was married. He never mentioned you one day. And she said, as a matter of fact, I'm not even interested in him. I'm done with him. I had to throw him out of my house. And I was amazed. I'm not, yeah, so that was one person, right? And she said I was late because their relationship had already ended. Um, Somebody also told me, I know that I cannot take hearsay to court, but someone also told me that he was going somewhere one day with one girl, and he there was an altercation between two women over him because he was seeing both of them, right? So we lived all of 2017, all of 2018, and in a part of 2019. So we lived for 2 years and a little bit after we migrated. But the whole time, guys, the whole time was just problem. Problem, 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 problem after problem. When it wasn't him trying to make the children be disrespectful to me, it was a woman issue. So in 2018, around March, my daughter and I, we were in Walmart and we were shopping, and this lady, out of nowhere, she was in our conversation and telling us about how she know a lot of Jamaican people, and her husband is Jamaican, and how he was abusive to her and all the things that he did to her. And I sympathized with her, and I'm like, oh, I understand what you're going through. And I was even saying to her, I think I'm in one of those relationships too, and we had a good talk about Jamaican men and whatever. We exchanged phone numbers. People, this woman gave me her number. She took my number, but I never contacted her, and she never contacted me. So, like going on towards the end of March, going into April, um, I was coming home every day, getting these um these things that he was gone with a woman, gone with this woman. So I said to the person, look at this picture. Is this the person that he's gone with? And the person said yes. So I said, okay. Never texted her. She never texted me. April rolls around and I had to go to a conference. So when I went to the conference, he said, well, before that, I think he started an argument that would make us not be in agreement. So he could say, well, I'm not taking you to the airport. So the day I went to work, I came back. I had a night flight going out. So I was saying to him, can you take me to the airport? And he said that he could not take me to the airport because I got up and went to work and did not talk to him the morning before I left. So, of course, I had to drive my car to the airport, park my car, pay for extended parking, and go where I was going. So, when I was there, when I reached where I was going, I called my daughter and I said, is everything okay? And she said yes. So I went. This was a Friday. So Saturday morning, I spoke to him and he was telling me, oh, you need to pray for your family. And I said to him, well, the conference is not a church conference because I'm thinking in my head that the reason why he's telling me to pray for my family is because he's thinking that, well, this conference is for church, but this was a work conference. So after I came back, one day I was took my daughter to her appointment and we went out to eat. I met my eldest daughter who is in college. So we met up and we were at a restaurant eating. So me and the three girls were at the restaurant and my eldest daughter said to the youngest one, she said, did you tell mommy what happened? And I'm like, what? So this is when the children are telling me that on Friday when I left, this man brought this woman to my house. My house. I paid my rent for myself. I paid all my bills on my own because this person had a huge problem with my mom or my cousins or my nieces or my nephews or my sisters. Any one of my family members had a huge problem if they visited. So he would say, well, me not mind your family, me not mind your family, me not pay no bill for you and your family. You have people, you want them to pay your bill. Them sort of way in behave. So I say, all right, since you never make me tell my family so them can't come, me will go and pay my bill them on my own. But that was his alibi for not doing what he's supposed to do as a man. I knew this. So I did everything on my own. On my own. When he helped to pay the electricity bill, the kids had to be on their P's and their Q's. They couldn't leave the light on or it would be hell and powder house. So now the kids are telling me that this man brings a woman to my house. So I called him. I couldn't wait. I was boiling. Remember, I've been hearing that he's going out with this woman, how many nights? Every day when I'm going to work. So he left his job and said, well, I'm not going to look another job for the next 2 months. So in that space of time, he was going out with this woman every day. every day religiously. Every evening when I come, he wasn't there and he was gone with this woman. So I was hearing these things every day, but I wouldn't say anything to him. So he didn't know that I know, or maybe he didn't care that I know. So didn't say anything, but this, I couldn't keep this. This was like over limit. This was like over bounds. This was like you overstep everything. This was like the end for me. My cup was full. I wasn't having that. So I didn't even wait until I reached home. I called him on the phone. I said, "What is this? What is happening?" The children said, "You bring a woman to my yard." And I knew her name. So I said her name. And the man said, "I don't know nobody by that name. Me don't know nobody name. So not tell no lie palm me. Lie the pit them I tell palm me. Me don't know nobody name. So people, all when the man move out of my house and live at the woman yard, him still a tell me say him no know who name. So yeah, I saw the man wicked. Yeah. So him don't know nobody name. So when we reach home, would you believe me? People say the man can they look up at them and I tell them say, "Oh no, nah no, not no more about me." So the pitney them and him children is like them is him friend. I mean, I say, how come you sit down and tell your pitney them all of them details there about you and another woman? It's only me alone did in the dark, because people in the community see this man with the pitney them. Anyway, me dead I go and live. That this is April the end. So going into July, things not going good, Nothing not going good. People, the man used to all go sleep out. Him go away from Friday and Saturday, and him not come back till Sunday morning when we are get ready to go to church. And the man get up and dress up and come at church. Like say we are one big happy family. Yeah. So nothing never did that go on good. Somebody asked me, "Oh, I don't know, I have so much nice picture up on Facebook, this and that." Say, "Girl, don't watch Facebook. Facebook is what people want you to see." Me, I tell you what I go on now. Listen to what I go on. Yeah. So, going into May, one Saturday, early in the morning, people, the man not go buy nothing unless you tell him to buy it. But he decided that he did not want filtered water because I was planning to go the cheaper way to get a water filter, but he never want filtered water, so that was the only thing he bought in the house, the water from Walmart. So of course him get up the Saturday morning and say him get dressed. So I say, "Where you at? Which way I go?" Because I wasn't working that day and he had no job. So in my opinion, he shouldn't be going anywhere. So I said to him, "So where you go?" He must say, "Well, me I go to Walmart go buy water." He said, "Okay." Oh, back up. I'm lying. At this point, he started to work because, yeah, at this point, he got another job and started to work. And but that day he wasn't working. He was on the night shift. Because as me tell you people, pure night shift the man take night shift. So even when him now work, him can tell me say him gonna work, so him can go sleep with him woman and do whatever him want to do. So this day in question now was a Saturday. He was on night shift. Him get up early in the morning and put on him clothes. Him a left. Ask him where you go. Him say Walmart go buy water. Me say okay. The man no come back. The man no come back till some minutes to 2. And when him come, me see him a put on him clothes, say him a go work because them call him for come do overtime. So him going to work. So I say, alright. You know, but I say nothing to him because they say if you ever say something to him, is one big load nice. And sometimes if I avoid it, I don't really say nothing to him. Yeah, so I'm gonna work now. So I'm gonna work. So me I message him. I say, so if the people them never call you for come and work, you wanna come back? Him say, well, I know me call them today. I know them call me today and me call them. Cause me no want them in the house today and me call them cause me want go work. Me no want them wish for you there. So for that whole night, we were texting on the phone, but it was just pure argument, texting. So the day Sunday now the man come home. And when the man come home, him I had my laptop and my tablet and my phone and everything on the bed. So me see him come. So me I move my things them now because my things say the man I go in bed. Anyways, I realized that he didn't come into the bed. He went to the children room to lay down in the bed. So I was washing the day too. So the washing area is right there in front of the kids' bedroom. So when I went there, uh, do what I doing in the wash area, and then I went into the room and I slap him on him foot bottom like this and him foot bottom, and him say to me say, "Is a black and blue eye you want?" So me say, "You got black and blue my eye," and him say, "Is a black and blue eye you want?" So I never said anything. I walked away and I went back into our bedroom. I was getting dressed for church. I sat down and I put on my stocking to go to church before this man come over, left we part him there in the pit bedroom and come one thump in my face, woman in my face. So me say did I play with you, you know? Woman in my face again. I say did I play with you? Woman in my face again. Me hold up my hand like this. For the lit not catch me in my face. So I called the police and the police come and lock him up. But before that, there was another incident where, and I did tell him from that incident, I said, if you lick me again, I'm going to call the police and them going to come lock you up. So don't put your hand on me again, because this, my cup well full. I don't think that nobody should be abusing me and hitting me, putting their hands on me, right? But for some reason, the why I cannot explain, the why I stayed and tolerated this behavior. So before that, one night, normally we just came, we don't know anybody. So if I'm working late at night, he would stay up and talk to me while I drive home if I'm not talking to my sister or my mom. So this night in question, he didn't talk to me. So I drive home alone. And then when I went home, he was in the bed. So I wake him up and I talk to him. He never said, Kadian, why you wake me up? Kadian, you shouldn't wake me up. He never said nothing like that. He talk to me. I go bed and then I come in at the bed and drop asleep. In my sleep, I feel the man will beat me in my head. One whole heap of lick in my head. Me not tell you, say, if you come in here, come see me asleep, you know, to wake me up. Woom in my head. Me say, me cough. Uncontrollable, me cough the night, me cough. And all the man do is get up and go downstairs, go lie down in the settee. That's all. Get up and go lie down in the settee downstairs. And from that day, I tell him, I say, you see, if you lick me again, I'm going to call the police. So, of course, and that was in, I don't remember because I'm mixing up the years. But that was sometime before this time now that he's punching me in my face. Honestly, if when me did lick him pan him foot bottom, him did jump up and lick me back, maybe me only react the way how me react. But the fact to say, me left, me go put on my stocking and I get ready for go to church, and then out of the blues now him just come and I thump me in my face. I call the police. police come and them lock him up. And that is how that man leave out of my life. From the police lock him up, him come back in my yard. And me no sorry. Me happy. I am very happy. Me I pray and tell God. Me say, God, you see, all if me tell them and they say for come back, God, may I beg you, do not make him come back. Please, Jesus, may I beg you. All if me tell him same for come back, don't make him come back. Make him stay far. This is the end of it. Enough is enough. This man was so abusive. He puts me in the mind of a person who has a narcissistic personality disorder. I'm not a doctor. I am not making a diagnosis, but some, according to what I have read, my research that I have done, these are the things. One, an inflated sense of importance. He's so important. He's the most important person alive. A deep need for excessive attention and admiration. He needs so much attention from everybody, and if you are not giving him attention, he will seek it from elsewhere. A lack of empathy for others, and this was so evident and prominent throughout the relationship, even talking about his family member, things pertaining to his personal family members, or even mine, or even friends. He would act as if he is all with the person, and then behind closed doors, he would say some things that are just not nice. Interpersonally exploitive behavior. These are the things that this person portrayed. Yeah, envious of others, and I believe that others are envious of them. So even though we were together in this relationship, we were not together. I believe with all my heart that this man had a bad mind. Remember, he was the one who never wanted to go to school. I went to school. I furthered my education. I did the things that I needed to do to ensure that I would be in a financially stable position so that I could take care of myself and my children, and also to help my relatives that I have, right? He would say that he's not paying bills, he's not doing this, he's not doing that, and how you're a nurse and you work X amount of money and you don't have nothing. One, I even remember one day he said to me, "You are one worthless nurse. You know, she said the person and the person and the person are buy house and you can't buy no house. There's a worthless nurse." People may say feel bad, you see? Feel bad in myself. Demonstration of arrogance and hard attitudes towards others. This was also prominent in the relationship. If you try to school the children, you would carry on and act as if you are doing the children something that was wrong. I remember I was trying to tell one of our daughters to wash her underwear, and he created a scene and said, "Oh, you not tell the next two to wash underwear. So, oh, you tell the one you to wash underwear," which is not true. He tried to create a barrier between me and the children. Seems super self confident but lacks self esteem. I believe this is so true about this person because he would portray himself to be this out there person and it's all about me. But the things that he does, which I will not talk about, say to me that he doesn't have any self esteem. No long term friend. This is true. He does not have any friend that is long term. Even if the people them still talk to him, them just talk to him for talk to sake. Cause people not think say he's not genuine. People not think of him as them friend. And he also said, me not have no friend. If you said your friend whatever, he will tell you say, well, me not have no friend. So people, the story is long. This is just a synopsis. I will tell you more as we rise together. But if you are out there and you are experiencing these things in a relationship, I cannot tell you what to do, but my advice is that you do not stay in this relationship. I tell my nieces and my daughters every day, I said, do not be like me. And I tell my cousins too. I said, do not be like me. Do not waste your young life with people who do not appreciate you. If you see the signs, you know Wally British have this video where she talk about red flag for the man them. Yeah, big up yourself, Wally. If you no see the red flag them, you no run for no life. No sit down with nobody when no appreciate you know. We talk bad about you know, call you no names, tell you say you no a bitch, you no a drunk, you no a dog, you no dirty or you no stink. Yes, these are the names that my spouse called me. Yeah. So do not sit down with anybody like this. Young people, rise above. Rise above. And another thing, he always wants to play the blame game. I always have a man because he knows that he's cheating and he has X amount of woman. I remember at one point in Jamaica, I had a taxi man, I had a policeman, I had a phone card man, I had a soldier man, me no know, me have a doctor man, all type of man. Me just full of man so. Just because this person know what they were doing. So they try to turn around the truth and make you look like the person who is bad. Yes. So young people, I'm begging you please hold your head up high. Lift up your head high above the waters. Do not settle for less. Think of yourself as the person that God has made you to be. And that is, you are a conqueror. You are a warrior. You are awesome. You are intelligent. You are brilliant. You have a bright future because guess what? With God, all things are possible. So, young people, come on and rise with me. Follow me on Instagram, Rise with K. Like, subscribe to my YouTube channel, and share. Tell a friend to tell another friend. Tell your auntie, your uncle, your sister, your brother, your cousin to watch Rise with Kadian. Thanks for watching. More to come. Bye for now.